Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading. And it is never a dull moment in the world of Harry and Meghan. The BBC now going head to head with the royal family, and I want to know today whether this will call for Omid Scobie's head on a platter. And I have been wanting to read on Omid for a while. I read on him a long time ago, right at the very beginning of my channel. And I think it didn't bode well for him. His association with Meghan Markle didn't bode well for him back then. And I don't think that his appearance on this documentary, this BBC documentary, bodes well for him now. But let's have a look. Let's see what the cards want to tell us. I'm going to just do a Celtic cross from Omid's point of view. Now, of course, he claimed recently on his Twitter account that his relationship with the palace had never been better. Everything was healed. Everything was wonderful. It was around the time that his status at Harper seemed to go down from royal reporter to reporter or editor at large or something like that, to indicate that he was going freelance. He wasn't on their payroll anymore. Of course, allegedly, let's throw some allegedlys in, tarot reading, entertainment purposes, just my opinion, all of that. One more shuffle. And I doubt very much that his relationship with the palace is on a very good footing now. He has hastened to put out on Twitter that this interview that he did was recorded last year, long before it came out, that he lied to the court about Meghan's involvement, Meghan and Harry's involvement in Finding Freedom. And so he's trying to cover his tracks and maintain his innocence in things that are seemingly not so innocent. As I said, Celtic cross coming up from Omid's point of view. I want to see what impact this BBC spat with the palace is going to have on him. So it's a reading from Omid's point of view, and we'll find out, hopefully, what his feelings are towards the royal family, true feelings, what his relationship is really like with Meghan Markle, and how this is all going to play out for him. And interestingly, underlying energy is the Moon card, and that's the card of confusion, of lies, very often lies, deception, including self-deception, things that are in the shadows, things that aren't seen clearly, things that aren't known, secrets, things that are hidden. The shadow, always the shadow. I actually was going to use one of my new shadow decks for this reading, but I'm not comfortable using it just yet. I don't know it well enough. And so I put it aside and thought I'll just use the ordinary Rider-Waite tarot for this reading. Don't need any fancy cards to tell me things. Out pops the Moon. Underlying energy. Fear as well. The Moon card is about fear. And it could be that Omid Scobie is rather fearful right now of the consequences of his actions. And so let's see the heart of the matter as far as Omid is concerned. Well, there it is. Money. Omid is all about the money. And that is not really surprising. I doubt that he was paid for his participation in this, but he certainly has been hard at work making money out of Meghan Markle, his association with Meghan Markle. And I don't need to put an allegedly in there because, of course, he wrote allegedly. I need to put one there. He allegedly wrote Finding Freedom all by himself, although Carolyn Durand was apparently involved, never been seen since, really extricated herself from the mess a long time ago. So Omid certainly made money out of that. He's, of course, the royal reporter for magazines. He had his AirPod. He is on TV regularly, so he's making money out of his association with Meghan, and I'm sure does not want to lose that cash stream, income stream, shall we say. And his challenge, there it is. Are we talking about money? Omid is all about the money. His challenge is, has he made enough? he's sitting there looking at how much money he has made. And this really is about money. This isn't about loyalty and friendship. This is about money. He's sitting looking. He's looking at how much he has earned. He is adding it all up. He is squirreling it away, I would say, for a rainy day. And the rainy day may just be coming after what has happened. But Omid is taking stock. He's having a big think, because the Seven of Pentacles is a big think card. And wondering possibly if he has been following the wrong crowd, allying himself with the wrong team, with a losing team, and perhaps needs to reconsider things. All of that coming to me from that Seven of Pentacles. So what's hidden? What is his real motivation for what he does? And surely, and unhappiness. There is something here, some fundamental unhappiness, some sense of grievance in his life, in his own personal life. And I don't want to get into a whole psychoanalysis of Omid Scobie. He doesn't interest me enough. But there is something, in my opinion, let's hasten to add, something that is wrong with them, a discontent about himself, because you can see it in the way he presents himself and the way he has reimagined his face, for instance, and had tremendous amount of work done on himself, and he poses, in my opinion, again, as something that he isn't. And so there is some kind of discontent, some unhappiness, some feeling of not being with the in crowd, not being happy families, not being just not being emotionally whole with that Ten of Cups in reverse. So there is an emotional reason for what he's doing, and it could be that he and Megan meet at some place. Because of this, they meet emotionally, because they both feel somehow that their childhoods were unhappy, that they came possibly from broken homes. I don't know what his family circumstances are at all, but there's some unhappiness, a deep unhappiness. Ten of Cups, I beg your pardon, deep unhappiness, deep-rooted unhappiness in him that is fueling this rather strange relationship that he has with Megan, where he is prepared to go on TV and really essentially lie for her. And I don't think I need to throw in allegedly there. Focus. What is his focus right now? Ooh, dear. He knows with the Lovers in reverse that he has picked the wrong team. He really has. And bad choice. Big mistake, Omid, and he knows that he's made a big mistake with the choice that he's made. The Lovers card, all about your choices, Major Arcana, big mistake. And he's regretting it. He really is regretting it. And that's why he's trying to cover his tracks, backtrack on his Twitter feed and say that, oh, well, I recorded the interview ages ago, and so I'm all innocent. And of course, there's terrible calamity now for the BBC, because the documentary was edited before the appeal hearing, where it emerged that Omid has lied, Meghan has lied, Harry has lied, and it's all looking really, really bad. And so Omid's in big trouble, and he knows it. Let's see what's happened in the recent past. And well, there's the happy family. There is friends, old friends, happy memories, all things sweet and innocent. He was good friends with Meghan, really was. They, I think, spent a lot of time together when they were younger. There are photos floating around of the two of them together on the internet from long ago, long before the plastic surgery that they both have deemed necessary for some reason. And so, yes, it goes back to the past. It goes back to there. As I say, there is an emotional bond between them, very clearly. Six of Cups is telling me that very clearly, and the Ten of Cups in reverse also. So he is trying to make money out of, monetize his relationship with Meghan. very clearly from the heart of the matter, the Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles and the Seven of Pentacles, but there is an emotional connection between the two of them, a very strong one. And what's going to be coming up in Omid's future? How are things going to be going as a result of this participation in this documentary? Not well. He's going to be surrounded by a conflict. He's going to be putting out fires everywhere with that Five of Wands. It is the card of struggle. It is the card of a conflict with people that you are in a team with, or a family unit. It's arguing, it's infighting. That's the word I'm looking for. So it tells me that he's going to be fighting with Megan over this. And he's not happy. He's not happy with the position he's been put in. He's very afraid of the truth coming out about all kinds of things, I would say. He knows that he has chosen badly, unwisely, and there is conflict coming up. There's big conflict coming up in his life, in his near future. And that conflict, I'm sure, is with Megan, but also possibly that he is going to be in the center of conflict in the media. Already people are calling him out. A lot of adverse comments about him. Journalists calling him out. Constantly now he's being called out in the media. People, you and me, are calling him out constantly. And so he's going to have a very torrid time of it, I would say, in the near future. And it's not as if my heart is bleeding for him as I say that. I think he deserves it 100%. And so we get to specific cards that I have, questions that I have asked the universe for this reading. And the first one is, what is Omid's attitude to the royal family? Of course, he said that things had never been better. Recently he said that, but what is his true attitude to the royal family? Wow. That's just so shocking to see the Three of Swords there. That degree of heartache and despair and distrust. Let's move the cards across. I didn't really plan this very well today. Too eager to do the reading and not enough thinking of things were lined up properly. And yeah, the cards really wanted to talk today. And they are talking, because that Three of Swords is a really shocking card. Heartache, betrayal, devastation. He wants to hurt them. He is hurt by something somehow, and it's the sense that I have of him feeling like an outsider. However much he tries to dress like a gentleman and be seen, he's done some photo shoots where he really looks, in my opinion, quite absurd, because he is trying to pretend to be something that he's not in British high society. He doesn't belong, he doesn't fit in, and it can be quite a painful experience if you try to squeeze yourself into that world and you don't belong. And I would say that that is something that he and Megan have bonded over. The feeling of being outsiders, of being outclassed, of always feeling inadequate. And yeah, that has just come to me. It's somehow needed to be said. He's hurt by them. He wants to hurt them. He really wants to hurt them. He really wants to stab them in the heart and make them bleed. He wants to hurt them. And he is going all out to hurt them. It's not just coming from Megan. It's really coming from him as well. And I wish that I had, I don't regret using this deck at all. But this is real shadow stuff. The moon is all about shadow stuff, of course. As I always say when that card is in a reading, you're dealing with your shadow. He and Megan are somehow, and they mirror each other, and their wounds echo in each other. And I normally don't go, excuse me, and I'm getting all voiceless as I'm saying that. There is something about them that they feel that they are silenced and cannot, excuse me, and they cannot express themselves somehow in the world that they found themselves, and that they both found themselves in the UK, trying to fit into that world where they really don't belong and probably were not welcome. And I'm just going to have to stop for a little bit and clear my... And I'm back, and I apologize about that. And next card that I very specifically asked a question from the universe about, and that is, what is his relationship with Megan like? now? What pressure is he under from her, possibly as a result of that relationship, or from her directly? How is their relationship? What is their relationship? My goodness, it's a cause of constant anxiety for him. Never ending. The Nine of Swords in reverse. For me, this reversal is never-ending anxiety, just constant worry, stress. He knows that he's perjured himself. He knows that he's picked the wrong side. He knows that he's got himself into terrible trouble, possibly financial trouble as well, because that's the energy that came out at the heart of this reading, that he wants to make a lot of money, but possibly he's sitting there looking at the money he has made and thinking, well, that's all there is. The Seven of Pentacles, very often an ending of an income source. And so he's in a lot of trouble. And this relationship that started off as the Six of Cups in that energy right on the left of this reading has now come to the Nine of Swords. And so it's reached a perilous moment in this friendship. So his hopes and fears right now. And he's not looking happy. Let's just put it like that. So his hopes and fears. King of Wands in reverse. And I think that he feels that he sees himself as the King of Wands. The PR, not the PR man, but the journalist, the thought leader. I think he likes to see himself as that, with his Twitter account and his appearances on TV and his podcast and all the things that he's had. He's very afraid that this is going to come to an end now. This status, this leadership role, it's for him been a tremendous amount of fun. Wands are about theatrical. They're theatrical, they're creative, they are exciting, and for him it's been really exciting. He was a nobody before, and the dog's shaking his head in the background, that's what you can hear. He was a nobody in the past, and the dog agrees absolutely with that assessment of him. He's had a grand old time, Omid Scobie. And he's afraid that it's coming to an end, a catastrophic end. Let's see what the outcome of all of this is for him. And we get the Hanged Man in reverse. Now, the Hanged Man is a curious card. It's always a strange card, and that's because it's Neptune, and it is hard to pin Neptune down, really. It's a Piscean card. And so the Hanged Man, when it's upright, you're in limbo, you're waiting, you're hanging around to hear your fate, really. And while you're hanging around there in limbo, you have a chance to think about things. And we're getting a lot of thinking about things. We've got the Seven of Pentacles thinking about things, the Lovers in reverse thinking about things, thinking about what bad choices he's made, the Nine of Swords thinking about things, and the Moon even too, as a sort of fearful, anxious energy. So the Hanged Man is also a card of being a victim and sacrificing yourself. When it's in the reverse, and this is very interesting to me, when it's in the reverse, you decide you've had enough of being a martyr, you've had enough of sacrificing yourself for someone else, you're over it, you're going to stop, and I get the idea, and really, let's get the Hanged Man in view there for you. I get the idea with the Hanged Man in reverse that Omid may just decide that he's tired of taking a beating for Meghan Markle. However close they were in the past, however emotionally connected they were, he may just decide that enough is enough, and he's going to cut himself free. He's going to cut himself down from the tree that he's hanging on at the moment, the sacrifice that he is at the moment. Stop sacrificing himself, stop being punished for his association with her, because what he's going through right now is a terrible punishment. I think he richly deserves that punishment, but I think because of all this conflict that's going to be coming up, the bad press, there's going to be a lot of conflict around him in the near future. He's going to say, I've had enough, thank you very much, and I think dissociate himself from Meghan. But it could also be that he's hanging around waiting to hear his fate from other things. It could be with publishers of journals, magazines that he's involved with, TV programs that he's involved with, that also decide to cut him loose and say, well, we're not interested in you anymore. So it could go both ways in this in the spread, both outcomes are possible. They don't rule each other out. He could cut himself off from Meghan, but he could also at the same time be cut off from those streams of income that he is so concerned about and so interested in. And so tarot had a lot to tell us today, and I would like to thank the universe for this reading, and I would also like to thank all of you for watching and supporting my channel. I do appreciate it very much, and I'll see you on the next reading.